These are the top 5 dumbest phone trends we're seeing these days. Mobile phones have changed a lot in their lifespan. They got smaller and smaller and then smarter and smarter, but some dumbness has crept in. Let's get to it. At number 5 are manufacturer-specific assistants. Can we get a roll call of all the different assistants? Siri, Cortana, Google Assistant, Alexa, Bixby, HTC Sense Companion, Dancer, Prancer, and Rudolph. I get that every phone maker wants to make their device stand out. They want to say, our assistant is so smart, buy from us because we have it. But the problem is, not every phone maker is great at making smart assistants. Google and Amazon seem to have the best ones. Did you hear the rumor that LG may have a dedicated button for its own assistant in the G7? Maybe the resources these companies are wasting should be dedicated to something else. Number 4, thinness for thinness sake. The thickness of a phone used to be dictated by practicality. You know, make the case as thin as it can be while holding all the components within the body. Then, camera bumps happened. Apple, Samsung, Google, and others are guilty of this. There's nothing like putting your phone down on a surface and having the camera assembly touching that surface and the phone doesn't lay flat. Thankfully, some companies have figured out how to shrink their cameras to fit within the body. What an idea. That brings us to the number 3 dumb phone trend, glass backs. Hey, I like the look of a glass back. They also allow for wireless charging. The problem is, they're slippery, fragile, and pricey to replace. Way too many manufacturers have moved to the glass back. Apple, Samsung, LG. I know that plastic can feel cheap, but it's generally more durable as a backing. Maybe one day, when we get Gorilla Glass 72 with self-healing abilities, all glass everything will be a good idea, but we're not there yet, so stop it. On to number 2, notches. These don't look good anywhere. Essential, Apple, Huawei's disappearing notch. All slightly different, all fully dumb. For some reason, this trend caught on and everyone has jumped on board. One day, people will look back on notched phones and realize they are the mullet of the mobile world. Before we get to number 1, it hasn't been all bad. Let's highlight 3 of the smartest trends. Number 3, standardized wireless charging. I've been waiting for wireless charging to take off from the first time I saw it at my first CES over a decade ago. At number 2, USB-C, a nice standardized, reversible charging and data port. Hooray for this on phones. And at number 1, huge screens and smaller bodies. It's great. And the number 1 dumbest phone trend is killing the headphone jack. That's a feature nobody wanted. Do we want thinner phones with screens that take up the entire front of the device, with wireless charging, with good virtual assistants? Yes. Every other trend on this list is trying to serve the customer. No matter how poorly executed, these phone features are trying to give us things that we want. Taking out the headphone jack in favor of dongles or Bluetooth is the wrong way to go. In my rage against dumbness, did I miss a trend? Let me know somewhere. In the comments, Twitter, on the subway. I'm Zach Tar, and I'll see you online.